This is the alternate day one yoga. So it's a little bit faster than the other day one. You can just switch and swap between each. So lift your hands up, fold forward, fold, inhale, lift your chest and look up, exhale, and fold forward again. Everything relaxed in that position. Hands down, kick back or step back, lower body down, chaturanga, upward dog, or cobra. This is cobra here because my hips are on the floor. You can do upward dog where your hips are off the floor, whatever you prefer. Push back into downward dog, and you're going to hold this for 5 deep breaths. You can breathe in and out through the nose. You want to take about 4 second inhale, 4 second exhale. Long, controlled breaths. You can push into the shoulders here. You can get into the hips. You can move things side to side. Usually use these first few downward dogs, kind of find out what area is tight, what you need to work on, and get into those areas. Hopping forward, fall forward, fold again, lift the chest, look up, inhale. Fall forward, fold, stretch back up, and arms overhead. You go side to side, stretch off the lats. You can use the wrists, grabbing the wrist, pulling side to side. Exhale, fall forward, fold. Inhale, look up, lift the chest. Exhale, fall forward, fold again. Hands down, kick or step back, lower body down, lift the chest into upward dog or cobra. Cobra here in my case, you can use upward dog if you prefer. I move my head around in these positions a lot, but it's just to loosen off my neck. Pushing back into downward dog, hips up in the air. You can pedal out the feet if you like. You can move side to side, you can loosen off the hips, whatever you feel needs work in this downward dog. You're going to hold this for 5 deep breaths. Pedaling out my feet here. You can do the same if you like. Just stretch out those calf muscles. Lift the head, look forward in the plank position. Pop in again or step in again. Fall forward, fold. Lift the chest, look up, inhale. Fall forward, fold again. And extend right up, arms overhead. Full extension back, almost like a slight back bend. You can use your hands, cupping behind your head, lifting your elbows up as high as you can go. Open up that chest, the serratus anterior, all down the front of your body. And fall forward, fold again, exhale. Holding this position, getting a few deep breaths in here. Feeling out where it's tight still, if it's the hips, if it's the hamstrings, if it's the lower back. Then inhale, look up. Fall forward, fold again. And jumping back or stepping back. Dropping into chaturanga. Good. Cobra or upward dog. And pushing back into downward dog. And again, last one, you're going to hold this for 5 seconds. Or sorry, 5 breaths, not 5 seconds. 5 seconds would be very much quicker than 5 breaths. So you want to take like a 4 second inhale, 4 second exhale on your breaths. Really push into that, really driving through the hands, driving through the feet. Push your chest toward the floor and hop in or step in. Fall forward, fold, inhale, look up. And extend overhead again. And just come back to resting position, standing posture. In the chair pose, lift the hands, look up. Really push the hips back, then forward fold, exhale. Hands down, step back, chaturanga, cobra or upward dog. Push back into downward dog. This time you're not going to hang around, you're going to step forward into warrior one. Keep the back foot flat, drive the knee forward over the ankle and the front foot, and extend your arms up as much as you can. Hands back down, chaturanga again, upward dog or cobra. Push back into downward dog, and this time stepping forward on the right foot. And warrior one once more, other side. Really reaching up with the hands as much as you can. folding forward again, back to push-up position, chaturanga, lift the chest in the cobra, push back in the downward dog, hold. This one's a longer one, so once you've done warrior one both sides, it's a slightly longer hold in this position, and it's 5 seconds. There's a lot of downward dogs in this sequence, guys. This is based on an Ashtanga sequence, so it's quite repetitive and can be quite taxing, but I think it's an excellent warm-up. So lifting the chest back into chair pose again. Lift the chest, push the hips back, drop the chest down, fall forward, fold, grab the toes if you can. Lift the chest, look up, inhale, exhale, fold forward, back down through chaturanga, upward dog. Good, or cobra, sorry, in my case. I prefer cobra to upward dog. Push back into downward dog. And stepping forward on the left leg again, open the warrior one. Really forcing through here on the hip and on the chest and shoulders. So you feel the front of the right hip open, and you'll feel around the shoulder joints open as well. Back through chaturanga and the upward dog once more, pushing the downward dog, and this time you're going to step forward on the right leg. Okay, and the warrior one on the right side. Back foot flat, again pushing through so that the left side of the hip opens, the front of the left hip really opens there. You're going to engage the glutes, keep your torso facing forward, try not to rotate with it. And back down through chaturanga, upward dog. Push back to downward dog, and this one you're going to hold. For 5 deep breaths again. As I say, this one's a little bit more taxing, it's a little bit more repetitive, a little bit more movement involved. But it's excellent for a warm-up. Look forward, jump in or step in. Fall forward, fold, inhale, look up, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, back to chair pose. Excellent. And exhale, push the hips back, drop into full forward fold. And back down through chaturanga, upward dog. And downward dog. Stepping forward on warrior one. Arms up. Really reach through the fingertips, push through the feet, try and center yourself. Excellent. Fold forward again, step back, chaturanga, cobra or upward dog. Push back to downward dog. And then once you're ready, step forward on the right foot. Back into warrior one on the other side. Should start to feel things starting to open up now. The hips should start to be open up. The shoulders should start to feel a little bit looser, a little bit warmer. Everything should start to feel a little bit better at this point. Folding forward again once more, step back, chaturanga, up through upward dog or cobra. Pushing back then through downward dog for a hold this time. You're going to 5 deep breaths here. Trying to push your chest through towards your feet as much as you can. Try and drive your hips up toward the ceiling as much as you can. You don't have to lock out the legs. You can keep your knees soft in this as well. You can actually soften the knees even more if you want to go into the shoulders. Back through push-up position, step forward or hop forward. Full forward fold and back into resting posture, full standing. Now we're going to change over to some standing postures. So we're going to take the feet up, just outside shoulder width apart. Then you're going to take your left foot facing back the ways, left hand to the inside of the left foot, and extend the right arm up just like you see me doing here. It's full side bend. It's also called triangle pose. So trying to create a nice triangle between your leg, your arm, and your torso. Extending the opposite hand up, you're going to swap over to the right side there. Try not to bend through the torso, and let's try to keep your torso straight. So back up the straight now, and you're going to do 10 little circles with the palms of your hand facing up. Then you're going to rotate your hands down, interlock the fingers behind your back. Try and open up the neck and the chest and the shoulders as much as you can. And then fold forward from the waist. Lift the arms up as high as they can go behind you. As you can see, for me, this is not very far. You may differ, or you might not be able to lift the hands at all. That's totally fine. The intention to lift the hands is mostly the most important thing there. Folding forward, let the hands free and just let them touch the ground. You can move around in that. Hands on the waist, lift the chest, flatten out the back. Should feel a bit more in the hamstrings, then lift up to standing again. This time taking your left foot again to the back. Right hand comes down this time and left hand goes up, so it's twisted triangle posture. You can soften the left knee in this. It doesn't have to be a straight leg, but obviously we're aiming towards going straight. And in fact, what we're aiming to do eventually is take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. But that's an extreme posture. Rotating to the other side. So the left hand stays down this time, right hand goes up. As you can see, there is a slight bend in my right knee, and you're trying to rotate as much as possible. In this case, yes, the eventual aim would be to take your left hand to the outside of your right foot into a full twisted triangle. But work on this as you go along. So back up into center pose, full standing posture, rotate the arms back, 10 little circles, palms facing upwards. Feel a nice burn on the shoulders for that. Take your hands behind your back, interlock the fingers, extend them down, trying to depress the shoulders. Trying to take your hands as low as they can go, folding forward from the waist, and then using your grips to push your hands up as high as they can go. Try to push your elbows towards straight, and really feel that nice opening in the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. Take the hands down in front, on the ground. You can move around again, whatever feels right to you. That's totally fine. Hands on the hips, lift the chest, look up. Right back to standing again. This time take your left foot, point the left toes out again, but bend the left knee to 90 degrees. I'm going to take the left hand into the inside of the left foot and extend the right arm straight up over your head. So it's not straight toward the ceiling, it's straight out over your head, as if you're coming from a direct line through the right leg, up through the torso and on the right fingertips. And then back to standing posture, change back to the other side. So bend the right knee, right hand goes down on the inside of the knee, inside of the foot, and taking the left hand this time. So you get a nice straight line from your left foot through to your left fingertip, ideally. You might not be able to open this up as much as as much as you'd like. It may be more difficult. That's okay. Just work to your full capacity. Back to standing again. 10 circles, palms facing up. Interlock the fingers behind the back again. Depress the shoulders. Lift the head. Open up the neck and chest and shoulders. Folding forward from the hips. And push the hands up at the back. Letting the hands go. Taking them down to the floor. Rest here a second. Hands on the hips. Inhale. Lift the chest. Look up. You can go up at varying degrees here. You can go up a lot or you can go up a little. Full forward fold again. Grabbing the ankles this time. Really pulling yourself down. Pull your chest down into the middle of your knees as much as possible. Don't overdo this. Don't hurt yourself. But do make an extra effort to fold forward through the hip as much as you can. You can bend through the back, but aim to fold in the hip as much as possible. Back to push-up position at the front. Back through chaturanga, upward dog or cobra. But this time push back into child's pose. Do a wide knee child's pose. So toes together at the back, knees out wide. Push your chest toward the mat, hands out in front, and really open up them shoulders as much as you can. Pushing the hips back on top of the heels as much as you can. Pushing up into downward dog. Right leg extends fully upward as much as you can. And then you're going to bring that through into pigeon pose. Bring the right leg in front. Extend the arms out and drop into full pigeon. The left leg in this case is fully extended behind you as much as you can. Bring your chest up now, keeping that pigeon position and just trying to remain upright. You should feel the left hip start to open up a fair bit there. Now you're going to take your left hand to the floor, right hand goes back and grabs that left foot, and you're going to go into a full rotation through the pigeon position. I moved my hand to the side there so you could see my hand gripping my foot up behind you, or behind me, sorry. So you really open that up. That's a really nice stretch across the hip, across the torso, across the chest and the shoulder. You can look up, look behind you. You can do all of that. That's totally fine. And now you're going to sit in your bum and rotate around. This time, left leg goes into pigeon position. Push the right leg back. So this will be looking at it from behind, so you get an idea of everything. Folding forward, elbows on the floor. Really push in. Let that stretch happen. Coming upright now, upright posture in this position. Lifting the chest up. You can use the hand on the hip to help extend you. Try to push that hip forward. Open up that right hip more. Now you use your right hand goes to the ground. Left hand goes back to grab the right foot. And you really get a nice twist, nice rotation through the back and through the hips there, and a nice stretch on that right quadricep and right front of the hip. Just hold that. Just let that stretch do its work. It can be painful at the beginning. Try not to let it go too painful. Ease up a bit, but also hold it until the pain subsides. Now push back into three-legged dog on the left leg this time. Left leg's in the air this time. Last time it was on the right. Then bring the foot back down and push back into child's pose. You see in child's pose from behind here, so toes together, push the knees out, hips dropping back towards the heels as much as you can, hands extended forward. So it's a great position to help loosen out the back, loosen out the shoulders, and you can even loosen out the hips depending on how severe tightness is in that area. Excellent position to rest from as well, to regather yourself before moving on to other things. Holding this. So I've done about 10 breaths there. Pushing forward into chaturanga, back through upward dog, then downward dog. Taking the left leg and taking it right in front of me, coming into an extended Cossack squat. So go to the left side, Cossack squat first, then shift over to the right side, Cossack squat. Taking the legs out wide now, as wide as they go. And just keeping that groin stretch. You can move forward and back throughout. It kind of hits different areas. You'll feel it for yourself. Hands on the hips, lift the chest, inhale and look up. Come right up to vertical. Push the hips forward. Try to get a nice vertical line going from your shoulder right to the ground, through the hips. This can be very difficult to do. Your hips want to push back. You don't want to open up that front part of the hips. Now use your hands on the floor to help yourself. I'm going to move around here a little bit. Bring your feet into just outside, shoulder width apart, nice squat position. Or just outside hip width apart, sorry, squat position. And you can do 5 rotations now, as you see me do. You do 1 on the right, or 5 on the right, then 5 on the left. Just opens up the back a little bit. Hands in prayer position, push the elbows into the knees, into the insides of the knees. Hold the squat position. Try and loosen everything out. Extending the hips, folding forward into a full forward fold. Inhale, look up. full forward fold again, grab the feet if you can, and heel the whole way back to the top. And that's it, folks. Hope you're all warmed up.